20 million people are here.
Well, the thing is I'm skeptical as to how well the, quote, counter-revolution goes. I think a renaissance is more likely, and hopefully that's what we get as a renaissance instead of a counter-revolution. Ultimately, I don't have a lot of faith that there's going to be nearly as much backlash as other people have faith that there's going to be, and here's why. Let me explain my reasoning. There's food in the fridge.
Yep.
And there's air conditioning, and you can still drive down the road, right? And for the average person who goes to work and goes home, these problems are still out there.
Yep.
They're not in here. And until they become in here problems, most people are very passive to these types of things. And that's how things can get so bad so quickly before people actually begin paying attention. And then usually it is too late. What's going on right now and what's going to continue to happen is the left is going to continue the mass importation of people who have value structures which are different than these domestic populations, and they're going to cover it up by any means necessary. The last debate I did on Pierce was with Mark Lamont and a few other leftists, and these leftists, not Mark Lamont, right, luckily, but the other leftists who were there, we were talking about hate speech laws in the UK, and they were like, good. Good. We're happy that if you send a text saying that somebody is, the F slur, the quote F slur, which, by the way, I don't even think is a big deal to say, right? Yeah. Probably one of my favorite words on planet Earth to say. Greet friends with it, right? Yeah. I mean, greet friends with it.
Yeah. It's never towards a gay person.
Yeah, it's never. But the thing is, it's like, but even if it was, who cares? You don't send people to jail for texting the F slur to people. That's ridiculous. That's insane. This is a nation which is founded, a lot of our constitutional values come from the philosophy of English philosophers like Hume and others who were adamant about the various philosophies of freedom, and they're just bastardizing them. So they'll cover it up. They'll cover up using, they'll throw you in jail. They'll do any of these things like they did with Tommy Robinson, like they do with others. And I don't think at all, I don't share your enthusiasm, in other words, that until the situation goes into the home itself and people are feeling the effects there, I think you'll continue to see the same sort of passive behavior that you've always seen. Now, if you can give me a week where Americans don't have enough to eat, I'll show you a government with a head on with all their heads on a spike, man. But until we get there,
how do you clean that up? How do you clean UK up? How do you clean it up?
You have to take the Sargon of Akkad. Interestingly enough, I recently watched one of his videos. He gave a bunch of criticisms to Piers Morgan in the video. He starts the video with, I don't like Piers Morgan in the very Sargon of Akkad way, right? But in this video, what he says is, he's trying to create an academic term for a remigration. He doesn't say, throw them out. He says, we're going to remigrate them. So we're going to remigrate you back to your country, right? We're gonna do remigration.
Why would they agree to it?
Well, they wouldn't agree to it. That's the thing, right? It's like, I don't think you'll find agreement, but I do think that this is what the push is fast becoming in the UK from the right wing is, look, it's not just enough now for us to cut this off, right? We're already in it. We have to actually start removing these people and sending them away. But of course, what is the first thing that the left does? You're Hitler. Hitler tried to send people away. Hitler tried to remove people groups from his country. Hitler. And so because that's been like the kind of go-to, that's a fascist policy. You're going to send people away. You're going to remove them from your nation, just like the mustache painter in Germany did. And this is why I think you see so much of the backlash from the irony bros. And let's say the irony bros like the Groypers, for instance, right? 90% of the time they're referencing the Hitler thing and this and that is to make fun of that conditional. This conditional being this. Every policy I have that you don't like doesn't make me Hitler, you idiot. Okay? Me wanting to remove dangerous people from my nation and migrate them back towards their country because the people here no longer want them here does not make you Adolf Hitler. That's part of what the irony bro thing was always about. And it's like people kind of miss the forest through the trees on that, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think when you see that community, I think even Nick did it on Pierce, if I'm not mistaken, when he asked him about Hitler. Do you remember that exchange between?
Yeah, he took the win. Well, I went on Piers after that.